Good morning, Internet, and welcome back to the reading of the Master List of Logical Fallacies with Alan Mueller, Bryce Barnett, and Rainforest. And today we are on number 128. They're all crooks.
128. They're all crooks. The common contemporary fallacy of refusing to get involved in public politics because all politicians and politics are allegedly corrupt, ignoring the fact that if this is so in a democratic country, it is precisely because decent people like you and I refuse to get involved, leaving the field open to the crooks by default. An example of circular reasoning related to this fallacy is they're all biased. The extremely common contemporary cynical fallacy of ignoring news and news media because none tells the objective truth and all push, hang on, I lost my place, some agenda. This basically true observation, logically requiring audiences to regularly view or read a variety of media sources in order to get an approximation of reality. But for many younger people today, 2017, when this was written, it means in media. Oh, wait. It means, oh, wow, I'm losing my place a lot.
It
It means
means in practice is
in
where.
practice,
There you go.
thank you, ignore news, news media, and public affairs altogether, and instead pay attention to something that's fun, exciting, or personally interesting to you. The sinister implication for democracy is mind your own business and leave all the big questions to your betters, those whose job is to deal with these questions and who are well paid to do so. See also the third person effect and deliberate ignorance.
I have a lot of thoughts on this one, but I don't want to cut off from Alan starting it. But
I would love to pass to you, but I will just very passionately say I do this all the time. This is a very common argument that I do. Um, and I have reasons behind why I have chosen to do it, but honestly, and I wouldn't have, I don't like, I wouldn't do it in a finger shaking way of like they're all crooks and but definitely like oh no like I don't participate in those things and here's why and whatever. So yeah, very much participate in this one big time all the time.
yeah, same, but like mine's like unintentional, like I'm not doing it deliberately. I mean, I guess sometimes, yeah, like especially like lately, just like every time my parents put on the news, I'm like, and that's my cue to leave the room because I need to protect my mental health, and this is just not good for me. But I'm having a hard time finding a balance between like wanting to stay informed, but then also like needing to protect my mental health and knowing that everything's just gonna be depressing. And it's like if I'm already depressed, hearing about this stuff is just gonna make it worse. So then like I try to avoid it, but then like I know that's a privileged like standpoint or stance to have, being able to like ignore politics because it's like, oh, if you're ignoring it, it means it doesn't affect you. But it's like, no, but it does. I just don't like talk about it really. Um, because I'm not gonna lie, I have some family members that believe in conspiracy theories and they think anytime I speak out on my feelings on something, they're like, be careful because they could find you and say stuff to you. I'm like, First Amendment, I can say whatever I want as long as I'm not saying, like bad things about not bad things, but like harmful things, you know. I mean, yeah, I know like that means
Or
that doesn't mean
you
that
could say harmful things too. You're allowed
well,
to say
yeah, but like I I know that that doesn't mean that I'm free from consequences because I'm invoking that, you know?
Yeah. Like Trevor Moore said before he mysteriously died, you are the one of the few things that you're not allowed to say is I want to kill the president of the United States. That's it. You're not allowed to say that. Of course, that was okay for me to say because I was quoting somebody else
Right.
saying it. But it is definitely super illegal to say I really want to kill the president of the United States. Not okay. That is not okay to say. That is an example of what not to say. And I'm doing it as a service, as a public service announcement. Do not say with a bazooka. Now that on its own is separate because that doesn't
That
even necessarily correlate to the previous thing I said. That I'm just saying with a bazooka. So
that person
that
actually said that they're actually dead.
Trevor Moore is dead now. Yes, and he did say that.
When did he die? Like how
Let's
soon
Google it.
how
I got
soon
it.
See.
after saying that?
It wasn't anywhere near right after he said that.
It was
Trev,
2021 he died.
yeah, and I believe he said that in like the 2000s.
Oh, okay. I was
It was
like,
on a show called The Whitest Kids You Know.
oh, yeah.
It says that he passed after accidentally falling from the second story balcony of his home in LA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
accidentally. Yeah, just kidding. So yeah. So speech like that.
Oh, I didn't know that he died. That's sad.
Yeah. Oh no, that sucked. A lot of people said I looked like him. Back then I kind of did. Um, so I had like really long hair. No, yeah, he's I love him. So great.
Oh. Yeah, he was a good dude. I had no idea that he died. That's really sad.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was cool. He was one of my favorite characters on that show. Wow. Oh man, that's sad. Wow,
Don't you hate when you go log onto a fallacies meeting and then you find out someone you liked passed?
someone like
Like
died. They did. Yeah. Well, to wrap my thoughts on this one, they're all crooks. I think for me, I think the if I had to cite a reasoning why I do this one regularly, I think it's just an emotional immaturity. I just noticed that for myself when I get involved in politics or political discussion or watch the news or whatever, there's a certain enrolling that happens with my mind, my psyche, my whole nervous system where I'll get incredibly activated, incredibly afraid, angry, like all these things, and before I know it, I'm living in a state of being that I don't like being in. And so I get to grow I think for me the opportunity there is learning what's the happy medium. Like instead of avoiding the thing altogether, it's like what's the happy medium of being able to, as you put it, Rain, to be informed, but then also to be able to manage the emotional waves that come with it and not let it overtake the whole psyche. Similar to like the experience of me when I go and played Minecraft when you came, and I was just like in it for 8 hours straight, just this like total, like just like doing it for a long time. There's a balance I get to create when it comes to being informed with world issues because it's just yeah my challenge is that whenever I feel like I'm consuming world issues today, I go from looking genuinely for what's going on in the world to all of a sudden I'm like hating someone or something, and I'm like, how did that happen? That was so insanely fast. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's a yeah opportunity for increased of emotional maturity on my end for sure.
Definitely a balance that we need to strive for. Also, I still want to help you find your balance of video game entertainment in your life. I feel like that's an opportunity for growth. Um, and so they're all crooks. Yeah, it's an interesting example of circular reasoning that they're all crooks because someone like me, assuming everyone assumes that they have best intentions, doesn't get involved with politics. And so everyone that's left over is shitty. It's like, well, then why don't you get involved with politics to make it better? Um, kind of a thing. And but it is also with the assumption that you're assuming literally every single person joins politics, not for good reasons. That is, I feel like that's a expensive assumption that you would need a lot of evidence for. There's substantial evidence that there are plenty of crooks in politics, but that doesn't mean that all of them are. And because that, it's important to drive attention to the people that you think are at least the best that are running, or run yourself if you're so amazing. Do it. Do it. You won't. Um, uh, Bernie Sanders was wonderful, and I really wish a lot more things came from him. Um, and then the related to the fallacy of they're all biased. Oh yeah. As we were talking about different news outlets. So to my understanding, it was in 2005 where um there was some uh court ruling that essentially said that news corporations in the United States are not required to tell uh, truth statements because they have freedom of speech. Um, and I remember before that, growing up in public school, they definitely had big emphasis on if you accidentally say something that is that they knew that like you lied about or is incorrect, you lose your credibility. And that was a big deal back then, losing your credibility. And then to my understanding, since that ruling in 2005, credibility doesn't matter anymore. And so, yes, can you still be biased with saying true things? Of course, the news uh, pretty much was always biased, but at least they had to tell true events. Um, and you can still decide to not report on things that would make it more unbiased. Uh, but now that any news outlet can just lie about whatever the fuck, and there's absolutely no restriction on that. Now we're seeing the repercussions of that. That
Well, they were because news outlets were they got classified as entertainment, I believe.
Yeah,
And it's like how they bypassed all of it, so they're not even required to do unbiased or truth or actual factual journalism. It's just like you are now an entertainment system. You can do whatever you want and say whatever you want.
yeah. It big sucks. It big sucks. Like I wish that we were in that time where you can just pull up a news article and then be like, well, that's pretty good evidence that this thing actually happened. Now it's like any bozo can write it and there's no accountability. And not only is there no accountability, it's like they're actually algorithmically celebrated for saying the most outrageous thing. And whether it's negative or positive attention, whatever gets more clicks is the thing that drives that. So yeah, it really sucks. Technically, you could hypothetically have a source. Like I know there's sources out there that are popping up that pride themselves on delivering uh all sides of different stories and whatnot to try to get the most accurate to truth out there. I forget what the name is for some of them. Ground news is one of them. Um, but it's hard to say that there's no bias anywhere, and it also sucks that it's like someone just trying to find factual information is also now kind of like labeled as its own bias. And I'm like, God damn it. Like that sucks. It just really sucks. So are they all biased? I
I think the major ones absolutely. If
Yeah,
big money, if there's big money involved, I think that there
it's almost impossible.
yeah, it's just because the pockets are too big. It's like what's it like? It's similar to with Hollywood right now with big blockbuster films. The scope of Hollywood is changing significantly just because the only movies that can really make it nowadays are and not always, but in a lot of cases it's these multi-hundred-million-dollar movies. And if it's not a multi-hundred-million-dollar movie, it just doesn't pass the sniff test. And it's like when you have that type of a movie, it has to have some type of agenda. It must. Otherwise, it doesn't appeal to a certain audience. It doesn't appeal to a certain demographic of people with a clear message. Like it has to have that. And if it doesn't, then it's not going to make it to be able to return a profit on something that massive. So it's like with same thing with like these huge budgeted entertainment companies. They have to have a direction they're going. Other because if they don't corner some part of the market and they don't really garner attention from that part of the market, they're not going to survive because of how big the thing is. So
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's a lot of pressure in that space.
I think maybe 20 years ago, uh, I could confidently say not all news sources are biased. Uh, Now it's really hard for me to say not all of them are biased. Um, I hope that ground news isn't biased in any way, shape, or form. It's just hard to believe that nowadays. I'm really excited for when all this falls apart and we can have some regulation with credibility again somewhere. I feel like that would be or at least some celebration. Maybe it doesn't have to necessarily be regulated, but like just something to push in the direction of credible sources. Um, Speaking on the movie thing really quick, I definitely agree with that. But recently there's been a little bit of a stir that's starting to happen in the entertainment industry. And that is YouTubers are now getting big enough to where they can self-publish their own movies in theaters. The first biggest one was when Markiplier released Iron
Iron Lung.
Lung. Iron Lung. Yeah, that was a big
That was a
shakeup.
YouTuber's movie?
What's that?
Iron Lung was a YouTuber's movie?
Yep,
Yeah,
No
Markiplier.
shit.
Markiplier.
That's playing literally in the theater right over at my house. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's fun.
Oh, that's so cool.
Bryce and I
Yes,
saw it. We had no idea because neither of us played the game or like even seen Markiplier play it. So we were like, no idea what's happening, but it's Markiplier. So
Wow, that
Markiplier
is
was the guy who did like
so
Five Nights at
cool.
Freddy's, like big YouTuber.
Oh, that's cool.
And so he did a Let's Play of Iron Lung, and then he's like, I want to make that into a movie. And he just did. He just has the money because he's
yep.
that fucking big of a YouTuber. He made this whole ass movie, and there was a lot of pushback from movie theaters because they're like, you're not an established company. We don't really care if you could pay for it. We don't want it. And it wasn't until he put into a small number of theaters and then he told his fans, everyone buy these tickets and it's sold out instantly. And
And
then
then
he
it
had to put it in more and they kept selling out over and
a-
over and over
and then
again.
he also because it was only supposed to be for like a week
Yeah. And they
or
kept
like
pushing that.
two, and
Hmm.
then it was doing so well that they
Uh,
just kept it in the theaters
let's
for longer
go,
periods of
dude.
time. Yeah.
This is the part of humanity that I love, man. Like I love when people break through by
Yeah.
doing shit that they're not supposed to do. I love that shit. Oh, it's so
So So I'll say with Iron Lung, I would say check it out. Just because it's not the greatest movie of all time, but it's
No.
so interesting that it's definitely refreshing in the sense that like you would never see any Hollywood movie studio make a movie like this. It's such
wow.
a particular feeling that I
Wow.
never experienced before. Again, not the greatest movie, but like very unique feeling. I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
definitely check it out. So if it's playing by you, Alan, go see it.
Yeah, it's right over there. I can
Go see
literally
it. It's
walk.
special. It's special. And
Okay.
you'll be like, wow, there's in
Yeah.
no other scenario would I ever see a movie like this.
No shit.
Because
Okay. Cool.
Markiplier
And
fucking made it happen.
Bryce and I put away our 3D snob opinions for the movie because it didn't come out in 3D.
Yeah, he
So
couldn't afford a 3D conversion. That's
yeah,
fine.
so we saw it in 2D and it was still fine, you know.
We we like, we had to watch this film in 2D. My
Literally me.
God.
Literally me right
That's
now.
literally Bryce.
Yeah.
Good Marion Jackson. Watch this movie in two-dimensional. My word.
But yeah,
Filthy
but
peasants.
because of that, I don't know if Bryce was gonna bring this up, but I'll bring it up. But also now, I think it's Jacksepticeye
Yeah.
is making a movie off of the video game Bloodborne.
Yes.
Wow.
So
That's a big PlayStation property that
yeah,
I am shocked he got the rights to that somehow. Um But and then there was another YouTuber, and this was animation. I forget the name of the company, but it's the people who made the Amazing Digital Circus. They're putting their series finale as a movie and putting it into theaters. And again, this is all YouTuber funded. So Jacksepticeye would be the third example of YouTubers tearing up the Hollywood industry. I'm like, finally. So that's all Crooks. And they're all biased. Hope you guys like that one.